What's up, everyone, and welcome to JMD Play. We are here to check out some latest information that's coming out about the sprites for next season. As you know, I have, if you know, we've been going really crazy on our live streams with from on TikTok and YouTube, streaming pretty much every night, and we've had a really good success in collecting up sprites. I've been sharing the sprites like crazy. I mean, currently I have every single sprites, even all the gem sprites, and we are, we're sharing them out and allowing people to be able to get all of these sprites that they want. And the big question has been going around, or been up in the air, as to what's to the extent of these sprites and what's going to happen with these sprites. Are they just going to stop and it's just going to be this season and nothing happened after that? Well, we've got now basically an official update. It's been in the space, the air, that we were, possibly going to have some sort of sprite thing continue to the next season. But now it's official. As you see here, we are getting the Fortnite Sprite Garden. This is going to be coming in Season 4, which we already know now is Overdrive. This is really pretty cool from what I can tell. As we see here on HyperX, it says sprites are staying in Chapter 7 Season 4 and likely longer. I mean, it's looking like sprites might even become a permanent kind of thing that's just there, or at least, I mean, maybe this changes at going into Chapter 8 or something. But I mean, who's to know? Who's to know? It says new sprite garden, okay? Island to interact with your sprites. Visit friends' sprite gardens. Showcase your full sprite collection. The Season 3 sprites carry over into the garden. Season 4 sprites will automatically be added to the garden. Full new generation of sprites are coming in Season 4. New powers, quality of life updates, and ways to find the sprites. Season 3 sprites remain on the sprite collection page. That one is interesting because this is the only Hypex is the only one that's really kind of said that. And that's a little confusing. Older sprite generations may return in the future. So basically, what we're seeing, what this is going to be, is like its own little island map, right? Fortnite's Sprite Garden, or just possibly something that's I wouldn't think that it'd be like its own tab or its own like thing in your lobby. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. I feel like we're going to continue to have the sprites locker, basically. This here stating that the current sprites will remain in that locker. That one doesn't really make sense, especially because this sprite garden is happening. It doesn't really make, because it seems redundant. So because, like, if you're going to continue to have it in the locker, why would you even have the sprite garden? That's a little weird. It feels a little redundant there. So I kind of question, again, because Hypex is the only one that actually put this in the list. I don't think I've seen anybody else do this. So that's confusing. But basically, it looks like we're going to have our own little island. Okay, kind of similar to, I guess, your own creative island like we used to have. I'm not sure if you really even have that anymore, where you used to be able to go into your own creative island mode, and you could create whatever kind of buildings and things like that you wanted, and your friends could come in and you could look in it. They can help. They can, you fly around. I don't even know if that still is a thing. Is that even a thing? I don't even know. It seems like that's what this is kind of going to be. Its own little island thing where you can go in, your friends can go in, you can, whether they're in your lobby or whatever, you can share this garden. It looks like it's going to be a pretty little, I don't know, paradise-like thing where all your sprites that you've collected will be probably roaming around. You probably, I don't know, interact with them or something. Who knows? And this is where all the current sprites that we have in Season 3 are going to go. where you can visit them, you can share with them or whatever. And then as we get the new generation of sprites in season 4 and their powers and stuff, the quality of life updates and ways to find sprites, apparently we'll be able to find sprites in and out of the game. And I don't know if that means quite like in and out of BR, or quite literally in and out of Fortnite as a whole. Like we'd be able to even find sprites or something in the community or something, or some way. I don't know how just how far we're talking about that, which would be interesting, I guess. But and then it's of course stating that the these previous ones, for those who might be worried about, well, I haven't collected all the sprites, or or by the end of this chapter you still have sprites that you have not been able to find, or not have been able to trade, or whatever the case. There's the possibility of in the future that these sprites will be added back, or featured back into the game some sort of way, so that you can try to collect them and get them at a later time, possibly even mastering them or whatever. It's really interesting, pretty cool. Fire Monkey actually has a lot longer of a description here. He states that sprites are back in the next Battle Royale session, override. Next season will introduce a whole new generation of sprites to collect and master, including new powers and variants, quality of life improvements based on your feedback, and new ways to discover sprites in and out of your games. Sprites you've collected in Season 3 runners will be immortalized in the new Sprite Garden, an island getaway where you can play with your sprites, visit friends' garden sanctuaries, and showcase your entire collection. As you gather sprites in Season 4, they're immediately added to your garden too. Your Season 3 sprites will live on in this new garden as unlocked styles in the Sprite Mastery Pod back bling and the pilots in the Guardian outfit, the little head thing on the Guardian outfit. And stay as part of your Sprite collection page alongside this new generation. Okay, so he does state in the actual Sprite page blocker, they will stay there. So I guess I was wrong with that. Look out for more details on how the Sprite Garden, built-in collaboration with Fairview portals and beyond creative, works and evolves over time. Sprites from past generations may return down the line, offering another shot to add them to your roster and flex their tiny sprite muscles in Battle Royale again. Season 4's Sprite generation also includes the 5 Design a Sprite contest winners, and that was Bullet Sprite by Inner Rule, Dumpster Dive Sprite by Stinky Princess Goose, Honey Sprite by Cone Jitu Sam, I might be messing that up, Pond Sprite by Pine and Kiri, and then X-Ray Sprite by Avila 215. And we have those right here. These are those sprites, or apparently the contest winners. So here's the Bullet Sprite. Ammo boxes grant slightly more ammo. All right, the Dumpster Diving Sprite, gather loot from jumping into dumpsters. Kind of cool. We have the X-Ray Sprite here, reveals players through walls and other objects for a short time. So basically, wall hacks for a short time, which we already kind of have that. We have the ping ability and stuff like that. This would just be putting that into a sprite, basically. Pawn sprites. Level 1 to 2 is an egg. Level 3 to 4 is a tadpole. Level 5 is a frog. That's really interesting. So it's got an evolution. Speed and water increases with each stage. Increased jump height and fall damage reduction. This one's interesting. They might adjust the ability here a little bit, because we technically have the fish, which already gives you speed and water. But the jump The jump height thing is interesting. Increased jump height and fall damage reduction. That is pretty interesting. And that I could see that as like maybe the main point of that one. And then the hunting sprite, which is the ability when a nearby enemy damages you, a beehive quickly emerges and releases a swarm of bees towards the attacker. That is wild. The bees briefly pursue their target, dealing light damage over time before disappearing. After triggering, the ability enters a short cooldown before it can be activated again. So that's interesting. That would certainly be something new to the game that has really never been in the game, as far as I know. I mean, it'd be kind of similar to, I guess, the closest you could argue is the aliens and stuff. Last chapter. That were on the map, they were kind of a nuisance. If they got close to you, they would nibble at you and do a little light damage here and there. It'd be kind of similar-ish to that, but it'd be you actually enacting that on somebody. So that is interesting. So yeah, this is all what they are talking about so far when it comes to the sprites, and going to next season, having this sprite garden, which I think is really cool. It'd be really interesting going in there, I guess, and interacting with them. Maybe there could even be some expansion on that and what you could do within there. Maybe even building structures and stuff for them if they made it more like a creative mode kind of thing. That would be interesting. But yeah, that's what is being released so far. Now, if the sprites staying in your locker, I guess that's really not a weird thing. The only thing I would think there, or I'm thinking out about, is that if you haven't received those, it could get confusing for the new generation stuff. As far as like the placeholders, you get confused with how many, sprites you actually have left to find, or unless there will still be the possibility of these sprites, even the old generation sprites, potentially popping out. If it continues to be something where we're finding them in chests and things like that. Is there still going to be a possibility for even these, say you want to call them legacy sprites or something like that, to continue to pop out, or will it be solely just the new generation, the new season sprites only available for popping out, or even if they maybe keep with this lucky locator, and or even give us a legacy locator, something like that, where if you do things within the game and earn up the ability to get a legacy locator or something like that, where you can use it within a match and have a chest appear that you can dig up, and it gives you a chance at a legacy, a random legacy, a sprite or something, the previous generation sprite or something like that, to the degree that they could actually literally like give you something that you actually need versus something you already have. I don't know how well that would work. I feel like there's some way that Fortnite could certainly try to, everybody's accounts are pretty much visible to the game, to the servers. So I don't think it's impossible to argue that they, at any point in time, the coding couldn't literally read your sprite collection and identify a legacy sprite that you don't have and quite literally give that to you. It might take a good bit of coding, but I mean, I don't know. I'm sure that could happen. So that would be interesting, something cool. If they haven't thought of that, hey, I just gave you an inspiration. I just gave you an idea. Legacy locators in the new season for those that couldn't, get all their sprites collected. That could be really cool. And that would be. I would like to, if I'm the first one to say that. Hopefully, maybe I can even get some credit for that. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I think that would be really cool. But yeah, this is what it's looking like to be in the new season, and the continuation of the sprites. How far this goes, I mean, I don't know. Could it move into Chapter 8, and to what degree it would continue? How that would evolve? That could be very interesting. But I mean, the sprites have been a big. I think when the sprites were first introduced, even last chapter, it was something new and engaging, interesting. Although it was very subtle, kinda. It was kind of a you kind of did it or not. It wasn't really something that took over the game or anything like it has this chapter. I mean, this season, but still, it was interesting enough for them to bring it back. I think the new sprites and this whole system that they have added in of extraction and stuff has really brought a new energy and life to the game. It has most certainly brought a larger, like, coalition of friendship, bringing people together, the community, people working together. Yes, you'd still have people that are kind of trolly and what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't know, a bit of a pain that, trying to take advantage of situations or whatever. Toxic, that's what I was looking for. Toxic. On it, the desperation for some has been seemingly more than others. But I mean, whatever. It's that's what Fortnite's about. But it has really been good to bring people together, and talk and have fun and enjoy the game in a new way. And which I think was something that Fortnite certainly needed, and the sprites have done that. So keeping them in the game, giving us a new way of exploring them and utilizing them, and like this sprite garden is big, and I think it will be very interesting to see how Fortnite decides to grow this. And continuing in the game. So yeah, let me know what you think. And until next time, peace. JMD for JMD Play. I'm out.